Hello, I'm delighted to join you virtually from New York for the launch of the 2021 Global Hunger Index, taking place most fittingly on World Food Day. Given Ireland's history, addressing global hunger and undernutrition has long been a cornerstone of our foreign and development policies. We have always looked to concern as a critical partner and ally in advancing our work in this field. The 2021 Global Hunger Index, developed by Concern with Welthungerhilfe, is a valuable tool to measure and to track food insecurity. I believe that it will make a substantive difference to efforts to generate advocacy, resources, and the much-needed political will to deliver on the SDG promise of zero hunger. Shamefully, we are set to fall far short of that goal, as this report clearly demonstrates. The 2021 Global Hunger Index points to a dire, I would say desperate, hunger situation globally, in an international environment straining to cope with multiple crises. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic, the climate crisis, and worrying disruptions to supply chains have compounded global food insecurity. Yet we cannot and should not ignore that conflict is the single greatest driver of hunger in the world today. The emphasis that this report places on the horrendous impact of conflict on food systems is therefore crucial. Shockingly, man-made, conflict-induced hunger is increasingly a common occurrence. In our role on the Security Council, we are faced with this reality on a daily basis, and we are determined to draw attention to the need for collective action to address it. Alongside Niger, we co-champion the issue of conflict and hunger on the Council. We are resolved to support the agenda, to work for implementation of Resolution 2417, and to stand up for the humanitarian principles and norms which underpin it. We are pressing for progress, including focusing on core elements such as ensuring rapid, safe, and unimpeded humanitarian access in situations of armed conflict. We advocate for the protection of civilian infrastructure critical to food systems. We call for the effective application of international humanitarian law and insist on accountability for wrongdoing. I'm delighted to participate in this launch alongside my counterpart from Germany, whose work as our predecessors on the Security Council we deeply respect and aim to build on. Like us, Germany is an active member of the Group of Friends of Action on Conflict and Hunger. That work together indicates the depth of our shared commitment to addressing hunger in conflict settings. Almost 170 years ago, 1 million Irish people died and a further 1 million emigrated due to famine. Generations later, that memory remains deeply ingrained in our psyche. Today, Ireland argues every day at the Security Council that it's wholly unacceptable that millions of people around the world continue to live with the threat of famine. There can simply be no justification for that. As I noted, the eradication of hunger and undernutrition has been a cornerstone of Ireland's development programme since its inception, and today remains a key pillar of our foreign policy. It was only natural then that addressing hunger in conflict settings would become a central priority for Ireland as we assumed our seat on the Security Council. Since taking that seat, Ireland has consistently addressed country and region-specific instances of conflict and hunger. We will continue to do so. Today, millions of men, women and children in Ethiopia, in Yemen, in Afghanistan, in Syria and in the Sahel are not just hungry, they are being starved. They are suffering from avoidable hunger, man-made hunger, with women and children, the most vulnerable of all, bearing the brunt of this injustice and indignity. We are more determined than ever to do what we can to ensure that Ireland's term on the Security Council will contribute to consigning famine to history. But we need to acknowledge that things are not going in the right direction. We have a brief window of opportunity now to generate the necessary political momentum to deliver on our SDG promise to end hunger by 2030. It will take concerted collective action and the reinforcement of the right to food as a starting principle. In pursuing these objectives, Ireland will actively continue to play a leadership role in the follow-up to the UN Food Systems Summit and in the preparation of the December Nutrition for Growth Summit. Let me conclude by most sincerely thanking Concern and Welt Hungerhilfe for the launch of the Global Hunger Index report. This report calls it as it is and really gets to the heart of the relationship between conflict and food insecurity. The report deepens our understanding of how countries are being impacted by hunger. It offers key policy recommendations that, if implemented, could greatly reduce the intergenerational costs of hunger for families and communities. Put simply, the report is an invaluable contribution and vital to our collective efforts to end hunger. Ireland will not be found wanting in working to ensure that this report gets the excellent attention it deserves. Thank you.